In this video, we will be discussing about preparation of acids from these sources and preparation of bases from these sources. Before going ahead to preparations of acids and bases, let us have little idea about the acidic and basic compounds with reference to periodic table. We know that very good metals are present on the left extreme of the periodic table. Keep in your mind, oxides and hydroxides of these metals are basic in nature. We have non-metals on the right side of the periodic table, leaving noble gases. Oxides of these non-metals are acidic in nature. However, acid and base reacts to give salt and water. These three reactions also give same products, that is salt and water. Acidic oxide plus base, acid plus basic oxide, or acid plus basic hydroxide also give salt and water as products. First method is from nonmetals. We are specifically choosing group 17 nonmetals under this category because our intention is to prepare acids like HCl, HI, HBr, etc. We know that group 17 nonmetals are available in the diatomic form, that is Cl2, Br2, I2, etc. When these nonmetals are treated with hydrogen, we get acids. When chlorine is treated with hydrogen, we get hydrogen chloride. Similarly, iodine reacts with hydrogen to give hydrogen iodide. When HCl or HI is put into water, we get hydrochloric acid or hydriodic acid respectively. Second method is from acidic oxides. We are considering these cases. When acidic oxide is dissolved in water, it gives us acid. When carbon dioxide is dissolved in water, it gives us H2CO3, that is carbonic acid. Sulfur dioxide dissolved in water gives us H2SO3, this is sulfurous acid. Sulfur trioxide dissolved in water gives us H2SO4, this is sulfuric acid. Phosphorus pentoxide dissolved in water gives us H3PO4, this is phosphoric acid. We can prepare few acids from salts. We are choosing potassium nitrate and sodium chloride salt here. When these salts are treated with concentrated sulfuric acid, we get acid and another salt. When potassium nitrate is treated with concentrated sulfuric acid, we get HNO3 and potassium bisulfate or potassium hydrogen sulfate. Similarly, when sodium chloride is treated with sulfuric acid, we get hydrochloric acid and sodium bisulfate or sodium hydrogen sulfate. For this reaction, temperature has to be strictly maintained below 200 degrees Celsius. If we maintain it above 200 degrees Celsius, reaction will produce another type of salt. To write these products, we just have to exchange the positive and negative ions of these two reactants. Example, if we write positive and negative entities of potassium nitrate, that is K plus NO3 minus. For sulfuric acid, it is H plus and HSO4 minus. If we put positive of the first entity and the negative of the second entity, we get KHSO4 salt. Negative of the first entity and positive of the second entity gives us nitric acid. Similarly, we can do for the second reaction. Another method is by oxidation of nonmetals. Here we are choosing sulfur as the nonmetal. To oxidize sulfur, we have to make use of an oxidizing agent. Here we are choosing nitric acid. Apart from acting as an acid, nitric acid can also act as a good oxidizing agent. When these two are put together, it gives us sulfuric acid, water, and nitrogen dioxide as products. NO2 is a brown color gas. Let us assign the oxidation number to these elements to understand the reaction better. Sulfur in the elemental form is 0, hydrogen is +1, each oxygen is -2. To find out the oxidation number of this nitrogen, let us use the method. Each hydrogen is +1 and we are having only one hydrogen in HNO3. So +1 plus nitrogen oxidation number we do not know, so let us put it as X. Each oxygen is -2, there are 3 oxygen, and HNO3 as a whole is 0. If we simplify this, we will get oxidation number of nitrogen as +5. Similarly, in sulfuric acid, each hydrogen is +1, each oxygen is -2. To find out the oxidation number of sulfur in sulfuric acid, let us use similar method. There are 2 hydrogen, each with oxidation state +1. Sulfur we do not know, so let us put it as X. There are 4 oxygen, each with -2 oxidation state, and sulfuric acid as a whole is neutral, that is equal to 0. If we solve this, we get the oxidation state of sulfur in sulfuric acid as +6. In water, each hydrogen is +1 and oxygen is -2. In NO2, each oxygen is -2, so nitrogen has to be +4. So, sulfur changed its oxidation state from 0 to +6. So, this is oxidation because there happened increase in oxidation number. Nitrogen +5 to +4, there is reduction in oxidation number. So, this is reduction reaction. So, this is a proper redox reaction. Preparation of base from metals. When active metals like sodium and potassium are put into water, it gives us base with the release of hydrogen gas. These reactions are really violent. When sodium is put into water, it gives us sodium hydroxide and releases hydrogen gas. When potassium is put into water, it gives us potassium hydroxide base and releases hydrogen gas. Sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide are water-soluble bases and hence can be called as alkalis. Bases from basic oxides. We have seen under acids that when acidic oxides are put into water, it gave us acids. In the same manner, when basic oxide, that is metallic oxide, is put into water, it gives us base. More specifically, alkali, because all these bases are soluble in water. For the preparation of this metal oxide, we have to treat the respective metals with oxygen. For the preparation of these oxides, we have to treat sodium, potassium and magnesium with required amount of oxygen. This gives us sodium oxide, potassium oxide and magnesium oxide respectively. When these oxides are put into water, it gives us sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide or magnesium hydroxide respectively. Bases from salts. Here we are choosing aluminium chloride and ferrous sulfate as salts. When these salts are treated with strong alkali, it gives us another salt and a base. Here it is metal hydroxide. When aluminium chloride solution is treated with sodium hydroxide solution, it gives us sodium chloride solution and aluminium hydroxide precipitates out because this is insoluble in water. When ferrous sulfate is treated with sodium hydroxide solution, it gives us sodium sulfate solution and ferrous hydroxide precipitates out. Keep in your mind, apart from group 1 and group 2 metal hydroxide, all other metal hydroxides are insoluble in water. To write down these products, we can again apply the simple method. We just have to find out the positive and negative ions of two reactants and exchange them. From an aluminium chloride, we are having aluminium 3 plus and 3Cl minus. From sodium hydroxide, we are having Na plus and OH minus. Positive of this and negative of this, when we put together, we get aluminium hydroxide. To write down the molecular formula, Al3 plus, valency is 3, hydroxide, its valency is 1. So when we exchange, we get aluminium hydroxide. In the same manner, when Na plus and Cl minus are put together, we get sodium chloride. Similar method can be used even for the second reaction. Last method is decomposition of salts. When lead nitrate is simply heated, it gives us lead oxide, which is a basic oxide. Along with lead oxide, we get NO2 gas and oxygen gas. NO2 gas is a brown color gas, release of which we can easily recognize.